Choosing the right niche is incredibly crucial. If you choose the wrong niche, then you won't even have a large audience, which is exactly what you need if you want to go viral. As I like to say, posting videos in the wrong niche is rowing against the current, while posting videos in the right niche is like rowing with the current, helping you gain momentum and move faster. It's literally the difference between 100 subscribers and 1 million subscribers. So there are 5 criteria that you should check off in order to classify it as a golden niche. Number 1, social proof. This means it has a large potential audience. You can determine this by identifying large channels in your niche. If there are huge competitors in the niche getting millions of views, then that's your social proof. The example channels or competitors don't even need to be shorts channels. They can also be YouTube long form niches, TikTok niches, and then you translate them to YouTube shorts. Number 2, low risk of reuse content and copyright strikes. This really comes down to how you make the videos, but the safest niches are the ones that don't use anybody else's copyrighted content. However, the most popular shorts channels are using other people's copyrighted footage, but they get around it with heavy transformation and following the principles of fair use. So this goes back to the examples I showed with the Breaking Bad videos. One of them was completely transformed while the other only had captions. Your niche shouldn't be the latter. Number 3, balanced saturation level. You ideally don't want to pick the most saturated niche like heartwarming viral commentary, for example, where they're narrating a heartwarming animal clip or something. You definitely can be successful with that niche, as every month I see new channels popping up, growing wicked quickly in that niche. But you have a greater advantage at beating your competitors if you only have a few big competitors as opposed to 100 big competitors. Saturation and competition can be beaten, as I'll go over in the next video, but it's still something to keep in mind, the balance between oversaturation and social proof. Number 4, capability. You must be capable of creating videos in this niche. You want to make videos about topics that you're interested in. If you're not interested in that topic, then you're more likely to get unmotivated and quit. This has happened to me and to countless others. But if you find a niche with huge potential and you're not interested, you can still go for it. Just make sure you actually dedicate yourself to sticking with it, even if you dislike it. On top of that, you ideally need to make sure that you're capable of creating videos in the niche. Do you know how to make these videos? The good thing about YouTube automation is you can outsource the video creation process, which can avoid this problem altogether. It doesn't matter if you're capable of making the videos if you can just outsource it to someone who is capable. But still keep this point in mind when choosing a niche, especially if you plan on making the videos yourself and don't want to invest in the freelancers. Number 5, high RPM. You want a niche that pays a high amount per 1,000 views. With YouTube long form, the niche heavily influences the RPM. But with YouTube Shorts, on the other hand, the influence is not as intense, but it still definitely can play a role. Shorts RPM is influenced by a number of factors, a lot of which do not come down to your niche, and I'll be going over that in the maximizing earnings section of this course. And those are the 5 main criteria to look out for when you're searching for a golden niche. The first 2 are the most important, but the last 3 can be overcome. Saturation can be beaten, as I'll go over in the next module. Your capability of making the videos doesn't matter if you can outsource. It matters more so if you don't want to invest any money into this. And then your RPM doesn't matter if you're in a niche that's getting 100 million views a month. So I would definitely be prioritizing the social proof over the potential RPM. But definitely keep all these factors in mind if you want to be successful with this as quickly as possible. And last thing I want to say, in this section, I'm going to be giving you multiple different methods of finding niches. I don't want you to get analysis paralysis and take weeks to pick out a niche. Give yourself a deadline, like maybe a few days or a week from now, you decide on a niche, and then you execute upon it. Take action. Does saturation matter? What it really comes down to is just matching or greatly surpassing the quality of your competitors' videos. You can go in any niche you want, but if you choose heartwarming animal clips, then you're going to want to make videos that are way more engaging than the top people in that niche. It may also take a bit longer to break into that niche and finally start to go viral. This is because you're going to be competing against hundreds and hundreds of others in that niche. Now let's say you choose a great niche with a large potential audience where there's only a couple or just one big competitor, but you're making great videos that a wide array of people would be interested in. Then you're going to have an advantage and you're going to be able to go viral a lot faster than if you were competing against a million other videos like yours. So basically what I'm trying to say is you can get away with just a little bit lower quality and an unsaturated niche. But still, obviously, you do need to make quality videos that are worthy of going viral. So let me show you an example of what I mean. So this channel blew up right away. He hit 1 million subscribers in under 3 weeks of starting his channel. When he started, there was barely anyone doing this style of video, and these videos aren't even that great. Let me just show you an example of his most popular video.
If you see this on the beach, run away. But first like and subscribe if you believe in God. A few hours ago, a video went viral showing a very strange creature found on the beach. It is very scary. It has already killed many tourists. So send this video to all your friends to warn them. If you see this.
So he was able to get away with making an arguably low quality video, but he was successful because not many other people were doing it, and it attracted a large potential audience. It was a video that hooked a lot of people in. Now, just over a month later, it's a lot harder to blow up in this niche, because now everyone's doing it. He had the advantage because there weren't any big competitors when he started. Now, if you want to top him, you need to make even better videos than him. But hopefully this all makes sense. You might have an easier time if you choose an untapped niche, but if you choose a super saturated niche that has a huge audience, then you can still go viral, but it may take longer and you really need to find ways to make your video stand out. By far, the easiest method of finding new niches is simply by scrolling on your shorts feed. As you scroll, just like faceless videos and scroll away or dislike any videos that show their face. Soon enough, your feed will be full of faceless videos to take inspiration from. Now, regardless of if you choose to use this method or not to pick a niche, I highly encourage you to take a little bit of time each day just to scroll for research purposes. I rarely mindlessly scroll. I don't even find it that entertaining, to be honest. But you need to put yourself in the shoes of the viewer. You need to figure out exactly what type of videos get people to stop and watch the video. And if you already scroll all the time for fun, you must be an algorithm expert. But if you're not, you need to start shifting your brain to look at it in a different way, from a different lens. Not for entertainment purposes, but for analysis purposes. I'm telling you right now, you just lock yourself in a room for an hour and you scroll with purpose, liking or saving any videos that give you inspiration, subscribing to or saving channels that you could see yourself replicating. By the end of that hour, I guarantee you will have found a good niche. I guarantee it. The list method of finding a new niche is simply by going through the niche index that I've provided and searching through those niches. That list is being updated frequently with new channels to take inspiration from. And this list comes from countless hours of me using the other methods in this section to find niches for you. Take advantage of it. Just keep in mind the principles of a golden niche. I try to only choose niches that I don't think will be demonetized for reused content, but there is still a small chance that some of them could be demonetized. You currently can't really tell if a shorts channel is monetized or not unless there's also long-form videos posted on the channel as well. But if a channel is posting highly transformative content that seems like it would fall into YouTube's guidelines, and the channel is posting daily, then it's safe to assume that they're monetized. And one thing I need to bring up is that some channels and niches lose popularity over time. And depending on when you're watching this, some niches may be a little bit less popular now, simply because I added them months and months ago. So just do some research on them, check to see if they're still getting views and they're still popular. Luckily, me and other members of this community are finding new niches all the time. And on top of that, there's even more niche finding methods that I'm about to go over, but just these two that I've gone over so far are really all you need to find a good niche. The next few are just bonuses basically. The social media method is adapting popular niches from other short-form platforms or from long-form YouTube to YouTube Shorts. This happens all the time. For example, the cartoon character Shower Thoughts niche started on TikTok, and then soon after, it popped up on YouTube Shorts. You could take some documentary niches on YouTube long-form and then translate it to Shorts. So basically, if you see something very popular on long-form, or on TikTok or Instagram, or even a Snapchat show, you could give it a try on YouTube Shorts and end up being the pioneer of a new niche. But be strategic about this though. This doesn't always work. There's a few niches that for some reason only work well on TikTok or only work well on YouTube Shorts. But if a niche is doing well on TikTok and hasn't yet popped up on Shorts, it's a good idea to at least give it a try. Just use your judgment and keep in mind the principles of a golden niche. ChatGPT is your best friend when it comes to running faceless YouTube Shorts channels. Just simply have a conversation with ChatGPT and ask it to generate you niche ideas. A strategic way to do this is to give examples of what is currently popular on Shorts and then ask it to generate you similar ideas. I'll show you an example right now in the viral commentary niche. So this is very simple, but just for example purposes, I'm going to say give me faceless YouTube Shorts niche ideas. Commentary over viral heartwarming animal clips is currently very popular. What are some other niches of viral clips I could commentate over? Okay, so now we have 20. We could ask for 100 if we wanted, but I've actually seen a lot of these do very well on YouTube Shorts. Sports moments, yeah, they've done very well. Now, I haven't seen many pranks or fails on Shorts, but I've seen them on long form. Why wouldn't that work on Shorts? You could try that. Fitness works, illusions, yeah, a lot of these I definitely could see working. So now what I could do is I could copy and paste a random one of these. Let's do heartwarming family reunions. So now it's pasted into YouTube and I can click the Shorts button right here. And here's one right here.
A son who had served in the military secretly came back home to surprise his mother.
Yep, and this channel has 500,000 subscribers. So that's how easy it is. So that's just a brief example, but the more information you give ChatGPT, the better. So if you spend a while analyzing what's working well on Shorts and take note of it, and then you give that info to ChatGPT, you explain that it must have a large potential audience, all that, and then you ask for 100 ideas or something, ChatGPT is definitely going to give you quite a few great ideas. As I've made pretty clear at this point, you want to avoid any niches that are completely reused content with no transformative value added whatsoever. So you want to avoid streamer or podcaster clips, just taking someone else's footage and slapping captions and then maybe GTA gameplay. That's not going to work. You must add transformative value like commentary, for example. These types of niches can occasionally work, but you will get demonetized at some point. So this channel has over 600,000 subscribers, but they got demonetized and stopped posting a year ago. Literally, all they were doing was just posting podcast clips with captions added on top.
I think if people forage most for high quality protein and high quality fats, it's kind of obvious that that's the best way to.
Yeah, see, that's not going to work.
And then carbohydrates on it.
So that channel really built up such a large audience and was probably monetized at a certain point, but eventually it caught up with him and he got demonetized. So now on top of reused content, you want to avoid niches that are super low quality or niches with a low potential audience. Because on Shorts, it's all about how many views you can get, and if you have a low potential audience, then you're not going to get too many views. So a niche with a very low potential audience is something that you want to avoid on Shorts. If you're picking an oddly specific sub-niche that not many people in the world are interested in, it's probably not going to do well if your main goal is making money. So to summarize, anything that goes directly against the golden niche principles should be avoided at all costs, especially the principles of social proof and reused content. So the niche of a channel is its general theme or topic, but the style is the format in which that topic is executed upon, specifically with the editing and the footage used. So you can have styles of video where the background footage is entirely Minecraft gameplay, Reddit stories for example, styles where it's a compilation of different clips found on the internet to serve your commentary, just an individual viral clip being narrated over, an AI style where all the footage on screen is AI generated, and that's just to name a few. So what you can do is interchange different niches and styles in order to stand out. Let's say you find a niche like Reddit stories or something, where everyone's using Minecraft gameplay. What if you used AI generated images instead of Minecraft gameplay in order to stand out? You'd still be on the Reddit niche, but you'd be doing a completely different style that most people aren't doing, and you would therefore have a much higher chance of standing out. But that's just an example though. Now another thing you can do is you can transfer a niche from face style to faceless style. Showing your face is a style of video as well. So if you see something working well in the face style and you think that you could easily translate it to faceless, go for it. There's an infinite amount of different combinations between niches and styles that you can do. The potential is literally endless.